And go brush your teeth, please.
How do you know when? What if I fall into the
Go brush your teeth.
My eyes is so itchy.
You what?
My eyes so itchy.
Because you've been staring at screens.
Mum, it's not the reason it's itchy. Go ahead. This goes. There we go. We're basically moving to the crib. I mean, it is absolutely crazy out here. Especially for me, I'm a record producer. What the hell am I doing out here? Here we are, we're moving in. Colorado City. Okay, it's makeshift, okay? Give up the life of comfort. For the life among the footsteps. Walk this way. I'm gonna walk this way. Okay, you go this way. I'm gonna do 10 different shots. Stop. When we got here, we felt like we were in the Wild Wild West. There were no outsiders here. I mean, there was maybe one other outside family that I knew of. My husband, Toga, is a music video producer and a photographer. And so, of course, when we moved to this town, he wanted to document it. Hold on. So, this is where the FLDS community gets their food supplies and such. There's a lot of you. Well, that's true. A lot of people from here, including the farm. When Christine came along, everybody was leery of her because nobody knew what she was about. We always had people looking at us like we were a freak show. So there was a lot of speculation among our people that they were just here to do something for TV or write a book or something. We're documenting it all. They were a very eccentric couple, and it was very odd. He was from Turkey, and he had long hair with a little ponytail, and she was like a little blonde Hollywood girl. She wore a lot of vintage clothing, which I thought was darling. But I didn't know for sure why she was here. We have to buy water here. It's so beautiful to come up here. It's not working. Like, desperation. I felt a sense of calling.
Hi.
That I wanted to
Hi, Tramy.
Long ago, I used to be Mormon. I was mainstream Mormon, but I was absolutely zealous and devoted. Mormons believe in prophets, and I met a man who persuaded me that he was a modern-day prophet. And I decided if this man was a prophet, I was going to be completely obedient. I had to do what he said or risk my soul. Little by little, I got more confused, and I lost my critical thinking. Before I knew it, I was so broken, I didn't even know who I was anymore. So I then spent the next decade reading everything I could
Tatiana. Hi.
about cults. I became an expert
Hi, Olivia.
in cult psychology. I believe that every single person who was FLDS needed to be rescued from irrational
Beautiful. Thank you.
But I felt connected to these people. So all of
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Innocent by Innocent Messes. to my channel.
And when I got here,
I'm
I
making
learned that the FLDS
button
were
cover
floundering.
mini crochet
In the
hats.
aftermath of Laura Jeff's incarceration, the community
Thank you,
is
Olivia.
fraying,
Thank you.
fragmenting. Laura Jeff wound up in a prison down in Texas.
If you are here
She's
for
been
the
there a
first
long
time, my
time.
name is Innocent Messi. I
But
am a
I
fashion
know what I'm
designer
sure Laura
and
knows
I'm
now.
also very
Incarcerated
enthusiastic
Laura
about
would do
crocheting.
nothing to
I
diminish his
only
power.
showcase my crochet
Having
videos
prison doesn't
on my live.
change.
So I do live
Heavenly
most
Father has
nights
appointed
for
another
1 hour.
to be the prophet.
And
As far as we're concerned, he's still
yeah,
the
and if
prophet.
you want to learn how to crochet, how to crochet your own dolls, you can go onto my channel and there's like a playlist with different videos with tutorial how to crochet
Laura
your
Jeff became more
dolls.
powerful because he's
Also,
powerful.
please, if you like being here, please subscribe, like this live, subscribe, and yeah, I appreciate you guys.
No more marriage. He told them to stop having sex.
Yeah.
Because he's not having any sort of intimate contact apparently nobody else is.
Ryan, can you go brush your teeth and go to bed, please? You're going to school tomorrow. Go brush your teeth and go to bed,
Marital relations
please.
with your husband, then we didn't hug anymore. We've been taught our whole lives that not 1 year should go by without a child being born. So now there were no more children. Nobody was having babies. Oh my gosh. Look at these cribs. Oh, mackerel.
This is where they took all the cribs and bassinets after you couldn't have children anymore. There are just hundreds and hundreds of FLDS cribs in here.
You have a group of people who are paralyzed, waiting for their leader to be released from prison, not knowing what the right steps are to do. And around 2015, Warren seemed to be getting more mentally unstable, and he stopped communicating with almost everyone outside of prison.
And then in 2016, the outside government came in and took control of the town away from the FLDS and Warren Jeff. The court sort of took control of the entire community.
The prophet was gone. We weren't getting directive. We were a very, very vulnerable and hungry.
It's easy to make crochet. It's easy to make a crochet doll. For some people, yes, it's easy. To some people, it's easy. To me, I would say yes, it can be quite easy. I learn. I'm self-taught. I just learn by watching other people. So I guess for some people, yes, it can be easy, but not everyone has the same way of ability to learn and like, yeah.
When the town had been taken over by the state of Utah, the FLDS started being evicted from their homes.
You're off the property.
I'm not going to be off the property.
Okay, then I'll
I'm going to watch you to pick me out of my home.
Because in order for them to stay in their homes, they had to sign a document that they believed was a violation of their religion.
Take a picture of this.
This is an eviction of somebody who was just evicted last week, moved over temporarily into this house. So Toga and I just
Ryan, go brush your teeth and go to bed.
these things.
Any help? Any help?
I don't know what's going on, but this looks really wrong. I feel bad for these people.
This was my great-grandfather Elmer's homestead.
3.
It's just totally heartless. We just saw what I felt was injustice, and no one cared because they were FLDS and had been painted with the crimes of Warren Jeffs. So we thought, well, maybe we could do a documentary and tell the other side of the story of these FLDS people because they're so stigmatized.
Okay, that's rolling. I have to do this, so 6 audio on both cameras.
wanted to help people understand the positive side of the community.
You look like you're going on a safari.
I know. I wanted to look like the producer. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little orientation. Real quick.
Okay, do it.
So if you're filming, if you see Toga with a camera, then don't call his name and don't call my name. We want to show the regular life. We want to show the people.
It took us a while to totally trust, but she really knew how to get into people's hearts and put them at ease.
So the FLDS people consider themselves to be like the real Mormons, right?
Yeah, we just feel like that we want to live it fundamentally in its purity.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't know anything about the story. I didn't know anything about her ventriloquism.
Happy birthday to you. I happen to be a ventriloquist. By the way, this is Zucchini. She's my scarecrow. I'm not just a scarecrow. I'm half scarecrow, half cookie.
Before I moved here, I lived a very colorful life. I had all kinds of adventures.
Ms. Michigan, Christine Marie.
I am a former Miss Michigan, an escape artist, certified life coach.
We're gonna make flower babies. I love these. So what you do is cut out 2 pieces of fabric.
When I met Christine, she had a TV show called Gingerbread House. And she was teaching kindergarten. I never met anybody like her in my life. I would catch her doing crazy stuff, helping out people.
As we were making the documentary, I also launched a nonprofit called Voices for Dignity. We would bring comfort bags and resource lists.
And these are all new backpacks and duffel bags.
We needed a way for the women to have an income. So Christine created Short Creek Cottage, where we sell homemade items.
Oh, that's adorable.
I don't know how I would have survived without this cottage.
I had gained their trust.
Mm-hmm.
I thought,
What do you need?
honor and unique position it was for me.
How did you get down?
I decided whether people leave the church or don't, I want them to be okay. And that I would never say anything negative about their prophet. Because I have the unique opportunity to help people. Why would they come to somebody fighting against their way of life?
Wait 1 second, Christine, wait. You can turn that one on. Hold on, wait, guys.
We were very excited about this documentary project that we were making.
I'm getting video.
By this point, it was just known that Toga's around with a camera. And that's how we met Sam Bateman.
Hey, Christine. Come right through here.
Ryan!
In the community, Sam was not generally
Asante, can you leave him alone, please? Just brush your teeth. Asante, where's Dad? Where's... Oh, God.
to help, which I did.
Continue.
Asante,
Continue.
At that time, he said, I'm not doing very well. I am in financially dire straits. He and his wife were getting a divorce. And he was a broken man. People thought of Sam Bateman as kind of a schmuck. He could never seem to make money at his jobs. He was looking for, a lifeline. I didn't see him for some time. And then Sam reappears with a new wife. Over 18, but young and beautiful. Where's Emma?
You can just look at it more, Christine.
Look at me. Keep in mind, people are not getting married because the prophet stopped marrying people.
I remember thinking, that's interesting. How did Sam get a new wife? Somebody's been doing something that wasn't put together by the prophet.
What background do you want, Matt?
This one, yeah.
The next time I saw Sam, he had another wife. Again, over 18. And the younger sister of the first wife.
I was running the Short Creek Cottage, and Sam showed up outside in the back. He was in a vehicle with a trailer, like a flatbed trailer. And I went out, and it was like just dripping with women. He showed up with all of these wives singing. And I was like, really? How did that happen? There were babies too. It was like they clear forgot some of our core beliefs. It was really strange to me. All these women and girls. I have no desire to be close to that situation. I just started avoiding all of them. Everybody that I heard was involved with him. I don't want to go there.
Sam was always kind of a joke in our whole friend group. So at first I didn't believe it. I thought it was funny. But when Warren goes to a whole group of people and says, "Thou shalt not have sex," I'll bet you that lasts about 2.5 milliseconds. Why? Because you can't proselyte human nature out of humans. They're gonna do it. And guess what? They did.
Sam is apparently doing his own version of being FLDS. Getting married, having babies, and who knows what else. The FLDS community shunned Sam. They knew something was wrong. Red flag, Sam is shunned. I don't shun. If you shun, you can't help. If you attack, they're not going to come to you when they're in need.
You want to go play?
Oh, it's working. Okay, so what happened? Just seeing Sam with all these females is concerning in and of itself. So I wanted to figure out what was going on. Sam invited Toga and I to come to dinner at a house where Sam and a lot of his wives lived. Hi! There were a lot of people there, but mostly young women. And then some very small children. They gave us their Sunday best. And then after dinner, they started singing to us like a talent show.
Yeah? You'll want to sing a song
Okay.
somewhere.
All right.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
I want to go here so I get everybody. You guys don't all fit in the camera. I have to keep turning, I guess, like this. All right, we're ready for the song.
I had alarm bells ringing everywhere. I knew that Sam was married to some of these women, even these young women. But there were rumors that he was married to the children.
And this group is called?
Us.
Okay. How old are you guys?
You remember words,
Huh?
and
What?
We're both 10.
Really?
After the dinner and talent show, I talked to a
Colorado City, Hilldale City Police Department is a department that's contracted to manage policing services on both sides of the border in Utah and in Arizona. We here in Colorado City, Hilldale, have a nice little community. The nickname's the Crick. It's been kind of a sanctuary place for people who practice plural marriage. Prior to Christine Marie
Thank you for the
speaking
love.
to us,
Thank you for the love
members of the
hearts.
community had reached out to the police department on a number of occasions about Sam Bateman. We had heard that he was trying to gather members of the FLDS community to his new offshoot, that he was gathering multiple wives, and that some of those wives may be underage. It was obviously cause for concern, but I told Christine Marie at the time that unless we could establish that some criminal act occurred, we did not have a crime to investigate.
Okay. Sergeant Wilkinson told me it's not a crime to call someone your wife, even if it's a child. What's a crime is to do something with that child, so, like to molest that child. And I didn't have that information. So I'm paying attention to any clue I can get. And Sam started inviting us to things and wanting us to film.
Wow, how many people coming out of there? Wow. What in the world?
It was uncanny. We would go on a hike up in the mountains. Sam would be there.
How's it going? That was amazing. I gotta shake your hand. That was like, how do you get up those rocks like that?
And then we got an idea.
Hey, brother. Sorry my voice is so bad, but I just got back into town, so I want to bring you a little surprise. Is that okay? It's your birthday, so I wanted to kind of film it.
The idea was, if they let us film, maybe if we spent more time with them and developed a relationship with them, maybe we would see what was really going on. Was he sexually abusing any of these girls?
How old are we now? 46. 46? Okay, good. Did you guys have a good birthday? Tomorrow? Oh, okay. Oh, good.
This is for the king.
Yes.
We were gonna literally bring you.
We wanted to get a crown, but we couldn't find any, so.
I told him, I'll go in my room, you shut the door, and then you sing Happy Birthday Walk.
Sam, I learned, was the actual leader of this new group, the Samuelite group. They all lived in the same house, a big blue house. The group was very small, less than 50 people, and that includes babies. Besides Sam, there were 3 main families involved. He recruited Torrance Beislein. Torrance was a very motivated businessman. Sam also recruited Liddell Beislein Jr. and Moroni Johnson.
I was so lacking in the gift of revelation. I could not get over enough sins.
I love him more than I love you, and I will do what he asks me to do, and he has proven it, and God is my witness.
All the men in Sam's group had status in the community, and they all were successful. And I thought, why are they going for Sam of all people?
For the FLDS, everyone was expected to be obedient to the prophet. That's the way to heaven. So they're dying to hear from Warren, dying to know what their next step was. It's been 5, 6, 7 years since some of these people have heard from Warren.
Now suddenly, Sam came up with that Warren Jeffs has actually died. And the media is lying to you, as they always do, and it's just a mannequin that's in his room. And Sam said, I am now Warren Jeff's messenger. He's giving me this direction from the other side of death.
This, in fact, was what Warren had said when his father died. His father had been the prophet, and Warren said that his father was now speaking through him. And so what Sam told his followers was that Warren had left his body and that he was now speaking through Samuel.
Leah and I were talking, and he said, "This is the spirit of Uncle Warren." That's pretty bold.
Yeah, for sure.
But if he didn't say it, he'd have never woke me up. He never started down the path of waking me up.
He's now the mouthpiece for Warren Jeffs.
I can feel the spirit. I feel the spirit. It's a gift. Sam decided that the mantle of Warren Jeffs had fallen upon him. I mean, shit. If you take people's faith away, they'll do anything to feel it.
Moroni was the first person to believe in Sam. And because Sam was now the prophet, he agreed to turn over his daughters, even his very young daughters, to marry Sam. By the time we met Moroni, he had given all his daughters to Sam.
I surrender the ladies into my care. And be known to Father Samuel. What he chooses to do with them is his business.
Moroni had many wives, and most of those wives married Sam. And then Sam starts taking Liddell's daughters and his wife and other women in his care.
And I says, Samuel, she's yours. And he said, God bless you.
So your whole family's now going to be sealed to Samuel?
However, it might look to an earthly mind, if you don't have any clue, those girls love him. I'll testify that to the whole world. I've seen it.
Everybody in a fundamental Mormon group want to be associated with the prophet. They want to be the right-hand man of the prophet. They want to be the wife of the prophet. It's like being the wife of God. And if you're a believer, who wouldn't want that? Several of my nieces ended up marrying him. It gave him the opportunity to have children, and I just felt like, but by the grace of God, that could be me.
Good night.
It was really hard for me to see these people that I really loved and respected go that way. You know, Lud and Torrance are my nephews. So I did know a lot of them very well.
Now that he's a prophet, Sam would use his power to make his desires known. Torrance had a very successful green energy company that was making a lot of money. Moroni and Liddell worked for this company. And I learned that Sam's followers were subsidizing his lifestyle.
We found out where he lived, and so we drive by it every couple of days and see how many cars he had there. And then all of a sudden, holy crap. That's basically the Deepening crew and their fleet of vehicles driving by my house.
They'd have a whole motorcade with a Range Rover, 2 Bentleys, and then another Range Rover. And they'd drive around town and show off.
It was really sort of a fuck you to all the men who dissed on Sam and thought he wasn't important in his life. He wanted to show those men that he was the king.
hear the stories of our Canyon experience, it was a training. The training I was giving the girls was so dang deep. It looks small on the surface, but it was eternal. I could feel it from the start.
Is it something we should film and talk about?
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
At some point, Sam started believing that he should be the star of our documentary. What could be better than blessing the world with his presence, his face, his teachings? Okay, we're coming with cameras. Okay. Sam's calling us saying, "Can you come film this?" We play along. The rule of thumb was if Sam wanted us to spend time, we were going to go. This is our new job. Hi! We are going on an adventure. Toga was making money doing music videos, but now his career was on hold. His life was on hold.
He wanted us to film all the time.
Like some videos would be just walk real fast.
My day would start out 8 o'clock in the morning. Tolga, Sam wants you to go film it in the motorcycle.
Oh, he's there, you see him?
He was the worst. He couldn't jump the motorcycle. He couldn't do anything. I had to sit there and watch him like a fool. Amazing. He would say, "I want you to watch me hike."
Wow, you're really talented. I didn't know that. Where did you learn to do that?
What? Just hiking.
There was him and the girls, and he's facilitating a reenactment of an experience. There's a message in it. It's like a life lesson, and he wanted that captured, so we're doing it.
So this is kind of how it was.
Did you say pray for me? Yeah, you
Oh,
said
yeah, I
pray
didn't
for
say
me
that,
about
did I?
my day.
Should we do that again? Yeah. Pray for me. That works.
Perfect.
I can't guarantee this is the right spot.
Watch the cactus.
Girls have been wondering when you'd come down. I'm not disputing with you, but this is a lesson that people have to learn. Is that we can communicate with the Spirit of God. Yeah, what? You're doing it again or what?
Then one day, Sam called in the morning, and he said he had an impression. Now, an impression is like God's telling you something. I had an impression from the Lord that you and Toga need to come over to my house this morning, and we need to tell you some things. He had all these women and children there. And then Sam said he had an impression that he should leave the room while the girls talked to us.
Okay.
Finally, a chance to talk to the girls by themselves. I was trying to figure out what can I ask without giving a red flag. So do you feel like your life, like how has your life changed since all of this? Since you got your testimony of Samuel?
50 times happier. Yeah, 50 times more.
Something to live for.
And there's always something to look for, and it's always an increase. And you always know that somebody's praying for you. What more could a girl ask for? But just to be along somewhere.
Yeah. The girls were enamored with Sam. They told us that they had received confirmation from God that they were meant to be with Sam.
Get off in the Bentley and go get low and talk.
Sure.
And then Sam said, "Let's go for a drive." And he puts us in the car, and he picks 3 girls. I want you and you and you to come along. We start driving around. There's 4 of us in the back seat, and then Toga in the front with Sam, but he wasn't filming. Sam starts talking about how much he suffered, and it seems as if he's trying to build up to something. I thought, where is this gonna go? I put in a lot of hours to wait for this moment to see what is really happening. So I reached my hand down and my purse, grab my phone, and I sneak it up my leg, and I very secretly hit record, and Sam just spilled the beans.
So on Monday, I had the most amazing infection from the hip. I'm sitting in our meeting at the office that day, and Heavenly Father told me, have the Lord screw her. And I was like, oh, yeah. And I got up and left him up. And he got put on. And he put on the new phone. And he should be there. And I should be there watching.
Sam explained that he had to atone for the sins of wicked men by having these 3 wives have sex with them.
And the 3 girls that he had chosen to come in the car with the 3 that he was telling me.
Yes.
And he told me to have the girl be able to go on him. And that the spouse, he would be like, and he told me to have Florence be able to go on him.
This girl was 13 years old. It was clear for the first time that there was sexual abuse of children.
You comprehend the pain that I experienced. You know, to give the most precious thing in my entire life, my girl's life. There could not be anything worse than another man's strip. Nothing.
While he's telling this story, he's trying to describe all the pain and suffering that he had to go through. In the meantime, these pure FLDS women, young women, and child are incredibly humiliated. They were like, not good.
Right.
So bad. So bad.
She said, I was so dang scared. And then Sam starts telling him what to say.
I want you to testify that there's no darkness in you. Was there any darkness? Did you feel darkness? Did you feel guilt? Not one speck. You make sure you testify to these 2 gifts that it has not been a darkness or a disease. You just tell me how you feel. I'm not going to have to talk. Has it been an increase? Anyway, that's the story.
Wow.
All of the panic circuitry in my body was exploding. I mean, my mouth was turning into cotton, and I couldn't handle anymore. Well, I'm gonna go and start getting ready and feed the animals, but totally can stay and talk more if you want. So, well, thank you. Love you guys. Love you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for this. Yes. Love you too.
Love you, Sam.
Thank you guys so much.
Love you all. Bye. The date is November 10th, 2021. Location is Colorado City, Arizona. Driving around in Colorado. I have to turn this tape in.
Yes, but you got now full trust. You gotta wait a couple more days.
I know, I can't, I have to,
Yeah, no.
the girls need they need to trust me, or they won't ever trust anybody. So I don't know what to do. They'll know.
Just lay low for a second and just let the police know and
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna call. After I got Sam's confession, I gave the audio to the local police department. I say, I got a bombshell. I have evidence. I have proof. I have the proof you've been waiting for.
It was not adultery. It was obedience.
And I expected maybe, within 3 days I would get a call back. Yep, this is it. We're going to go arrest him. But it took a while for the police to get back to us. So we kept filming.
Here we are in the Bentley with the man with the plan. Wow, what an interior. I love it, the white jacket and the tan.
I would ask questions to try to get more information. So I'm sorry that I'm not educated in that, but it was revealed to you what to do to save them.
All I know is I was sitting in one of our meetings one morning, and I was like, oh my goodness. And I said, I will obey, because the Lord told me to do this thing.
So do you think that the reason you had to witness it was so that you would hurt?
It's pain. They're my sweetheart. There's nothing on the earth more precious to me than the virtue of women in general, my wives.
I think he wanted somebody to say, wow, you must be the new Messiah, that you would hurt like Jesus.
I cried. I couldn't even cry. I didn't know. I was so shocked. I didn't cry. Okay. Yeah, I did, sir. I didn't cry. But watch. You'll find out that God may be a prophet, and you'll find out that people will come back. Yeah. They'll come begging me for forgiveness.
Do you see more wives joining the family?
Probably. Yeah.
The body's one, the mind is broken. I'm standing tight with my emotion. Guess I trust you so, but how do you know when? How do you know when? What if I fall into the abyss? What if I swing only just to miss? What if the rose looks pretty but the thorns cut me? But what if I trust me? When Christine recorded Sam talking about the sexual abuse, I knew that had her really worried and worked up in her feelings about what was going on there. She was worried about the girls.
Thank you so much, Christine, for everything also. Love you and God bless you.
Eventually, I heard back from the police who said that wasn't enough evidence.
Christina told me about the recording. In that recording, Sam talks about adult men having sex with young women. I don't remember exact wording, obviously. I haven't listened to it since I listened to it the first time. It's not something I like to burden myself with as we go through these cases, because there is a lot of information that comes that hurts a gentle heart. We had a tape. We had Christine Marie, who could testify that she created the tape. You feel unclean? It was not wicked. Based on this single tape, I didn't have enough for a warrant. What was missing was the finer elements. There was more evidence needed before we could start knocking at the hornet's nest, if you will. what we know
Why did I
and what we
cut
can
it?
prove beyond a reasonable doubt are two very different things.
Hi, darling.
Hello.
I talked to the investigator to find out what they thought after listening to the evidence.
Yes.
But nope,
Oh, what's that?
even though the tape was strong, Sam could deny it.
Wow.
In the meantime, he's just the cruelest bastard I've ever met.
Yeah.
I was worried for my mom. At the time, my mom was at risk of going to a darker and darker place because of her firsthand experience following someone like Sam Bateman.
Never judge, because I've been there. I lost everything. I was scammed, and I was like, almost not here anymore. I lost everything to being, to not understanding who to trust and who not to trust.
Predators have just always been drawn to her because she really sees the best in people. She sees the best in people to a fault.
Scary.
I was worried for her, but I also knew that she was the only one who could actually get him put in jail. And to do that, she would have to go even deeper.
I don't know. Is that how it's supposed to be underneath the car?
Like, if we put it under the car, then it's not seen.
Okay, so do you want me to start?
Yeah.
Okay, once upon a time, many moons ago.
While we were filming, I was trying to get to know the girls more and to understand the women in Sam's group. One person at a time. Okay, start with your name.
We call her Mother Anna. I'll take your name, but she didn't even get looked at me.
How did you go to Sam?
In 2019, I was 22 and nobody was getting married. You know, our people weren't having children. But then my parents started having children again. So I felt like it was the right thing to do.
Well, I can understand that.
Okay, Shiny, we're ready to hear some stuff.
To just have the impression and go to a man was like
Hello. Hello, Cherry.
And yet in my
Good
mind, I
evening.
wanted
How
to
was your
because I wanted to be
concert?
so dang bad.
I hope you had a lot of fun.
Samuel's name came into my mind. It said, "You belong to him." This thing in the back of my mind. No, in the back of my mind, it was a still small voice.
Shifting very soon.
Clear. Yeah, it was very clear. You are a part of the greatest events in history.
I know it's going to sound weird, but the Spirit of God tells me to tell you that there was a power that made everything through the whole universe. I don't know why the Lord opened my eyes to see, but I did. This is real. This is a real thing. Am I wrong?
I knew they were putting on a show, but I didn't know exactly what was going on behind the scenes.
It was good? Good. I'm glad to hear that. Are you going back to school tomorrow? Shouldn't you be in bed? I already sent my kid to bed. So,
It's so
yeah,
inspiring to hear
because
that.
they're back to school tomorrow. Easter holiday is over.
I was not permitted to be alone with the underage girls. But Sam started sending his wives over to my house because he wanted us to film these storytelling testimony sessions for the documentary. He wanted to capture how much his girls love him. Do you guys want to eat while she's talking? Just over. Now, are these your wedding rings?
Yeah. Do you know what? I haven't been married to the best man alive.
I just want to hear your thoughts about how you came to know that you were to be flame.
I knew that the Heavenly Father wanted me to come be a part of His family. This is where I want to be, so that's where I am.
I know that, like, he is my only connection to Heavenly Father. I cannot get to Heavenly Father without him. I have to have him.
Your eternal life is in His hands.
Had you already told your mother about it?
My father knew about it when he called me.
How did you find out?
is one man on this earth I trust, and that is Samuel Bateman. Samuel has come to wake us up to where we're headed if we don't obey.
Wow.
We're gonna head now. Oh, I'll Samuel, I'll be very successful. Does it seem to you that all those ladies loving?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like, ugh.
Remember,
I mean,
when you're
that,
undercover, you have to compartmentalize.
I mean, those girls trust you. More important that he's trusting you, you know what I mean? You gotta keep that going.
What do you think about the mothers of these girls?
The older ones have some problems, but they deal with it, you know?
Looking at all the girls there that were Julia's,
Yeah.
all of a sudden she has an empty nest because Samuel's taken all her daughters.
That's fucked up.
All of those children, Julia thought she was going to continue raising. She didn't expect to let loose at age 10. You know, my heart really breaks for her.
For Julia, yeah.
Yeah. Such a fictional world. People didn't just jump into the situation with just open arms. My husband, Ron, I've been married for over 25 years, and we didn't have any communication with the prophet Warren Jeffs for many years. Not having church leadership just right there to counsel with, it was hard. So I would ask questions to Moroni.
Nothing worth anything in this life is easy.
Women are taught to submit to the men, and as the father, he was the ruling power over our family. And so when Moroni started following Sam, that made me make that change too. And so many of my sister wives and all of my daughters went to Sam. Some people did those fancy braids, but I never learned how to do them. I did question the things we were doing, but said, well, maybe there's something I'm not comprehending or understanding, and if I'll just hang on, I can better understand it. Because I felt like he wouldn't ask me to do something that would be harmful to myself or destructive to our family. So keep this very, very confidential. It became clear that if I wanted real information, I would have to talk to somebody who was not under Sam's control. We have things to talk about. Moroni had a son named Warren Levi, who did not support Sam. He was very worried about his mother and his sisters and agreed to secretly meet with me.
Starting in 2019, Sam married 7 of my sisters, ranging in age from 20-ish down to 9 years old.
What?
Married is just a phrase to say that Sam currently can do whatever he pleases
Right.
with the girls.
Did you ever see Sam kiss the underage girls?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
There was none of them that went easy to get married to Sam. Not one of them. Every one of them referred to him as the devil. I remember Sam came to me and he's like, Roborta's told me that your little sister belongs to me. But I was like, she's 9 years old. She's not ready for this mentally. But we've been taught to respect our fathers. Don't question. The girls to trust Moroni. And Moroni is owned by Sam Bateman.
There you go.
I knew the parallel between every one of the prophets and President Samuel Bateman.
That's powerful stuff. I started spending a lot of time with Sam's male followers, especially Moroni. I'm learning from you. I wanted to understand why he's convinced that Sam is speaking for God. How do you know Samuel is the true prophet of God?
I knew he had a position before Heavenly Father that was above me. I could tell.
All of a sudden, Samuel this and that and whatever.
Oh, tell me, this thing is so deep.
About 8 months before Sam named himself the prophet, Moroni started doing his own thinking. It's a time no one was supposed to be getting married, having babies, but Moroni started taking new wives and having children without the blessings of Warren Jeffs. He was shunned by the town. He didn't know, would he ever be FLDS again? I mean, that was his culture, his lifelong investment. He felt like he had really sinned against God.
We're in a hell of a fix. We say we know the Spirit of God, but I've dabbled. We're gonna get our shit whipped out of us.
Moroni, he thinks, I'm going to hell. Life is over. But Sam, who now represents himself as speaking for Warren Jeffs, starts embracing Moroni. He's offering a path to salvation, basically. Sam was putting him and his family up on a pedestal.
Hi, son.
I'm trying to hide you.
I know. But you gotta catch me first.
Moroni's like, I have a second chance. At that point, Sam becomes God to Moroni.
I had chosen Samuel after David. God hath done it.
Sam had no reservations now about commanding that people obey him.
Moroni would take his money, give everything to Sam. And then Sam wanted more and more and more, like Moroni's wives and daughters. But yeah, sorry.
We actually are borrowing someone's car so nobody can recognize our car. Okay. I'll just sit here quietly. I was looking to talk to somebody that was on the inside, who had talked to the girls one-on-one. Hey, I'm in the black car. Come on out.
You're putting your peeps in somebody's bedroom.
There was an FLDS lady who was related to all of the people who followed Sam in one way or another. She was really concerned about what was going on.
He has him so flippin' mixed up, it's not fun.
There are children being sexually molested.
It just doesn't make sense. Why does a girl have to get ruined before she can get help? He is a predator. He's in everything that they've been taught and tempered.
Yep.
You know, when he goes and digs into the scriptures and he tries to manipulate things and twist them to capture their children, and they don't realize.
Inside, I really am grateful. Like there's always this song.
That's why if you heard that positive energy in the other way, you deserve it. Let me just cheer, babe. Thanks.
Naomi, who we call Gnomes, was always next to Sam.
She only thinks what he's planted in her. She doesn't even have a mind of her own anymore. She had been harassed to no end. And she finally got to the point where she was exhausted. And she gave in. Oh boy, Gnomes won't settle. I really don't know how this is going to end up. She's seen the battle Gnomes mentally fought.
That lasts forever.
So, my niece Naomi married Sam.
It was really heartbreaking to my sister. Gnomes
She was under a lot of pressure to go be part of Sam's family.
Your wife number.
I'm 13. Wife number 13.
It was Liddell Jr. who brought her to the Sam Bateman group.
What's your relation to Liddell?
He's my cousin. Yeah, and he was also like my caretaker for 10 years.
Since Gnomes was very young, Lud took care of her family. She really idolized Lud. And when he started to get in cahoots with Sam, he wanted Gnomes to be part of Sam's thing. Her mom tried really hard to talk her out of it. But Gnomes respected and loved Lud.
He's like, I feel impressed that you should come out and listen to Samuel. Father Samuel, he said, Heavenly Father impressed me to tell you that you belong in my family. And like, I went like stone cold, like, no way. There goes my whole life. There goes everything. I mean,
Liddell would talk to her and he would send her texts. It took a very long time to convince her.
it wasn't until like November then that I actually got married. Once I had committed, like submitted myself to it, was when Heavenly Father gave me the courage and the strength.
She'd been coerced and kind of manipulated into it.
I mean, I was like, this has to be right. If it's not right, what is? I would like to know. I've lived my entire life not knowing what their baking is, and I want to know what is right.
So, Nanny, did you make a right decision?
I did. The only thing I regret is that I didn't go sooner. That's the only thing I regret in life.
We groomed our girls for this. We're not teaching them to question authority. We're not teaching them to be critical thinkers. We're teaching them strict obedience.
What do you think represents you guys from
Class. Love it. I don't know, what do you think?
Yeah. When do you do class next?
Never know.
Let's do it. Sam did a lot of trainings, hours and hours and hours of class, and they became more bizarre by the minute.
Anyways, it's just explaining that goals are so important. So write down your goals. We actually have, I don't have mine with me, but we have go-card. Fill out your go-card, would you?
I'd love to hear some of your goals.
My goals are to be the most influential person on earth.
Okay.
To govern North and South America and probably England.
Okay.
And bring the Queen of England to my home. That's part of my mission. But she's not going to come with us, chick. She just say,
Wow.
yeah, fix the house. So this is what I've drawn up here.
Coming soon.
One of the most beautiful homes I've ever seen. And I know it'll happen.
That's beautiful. Did you get that?
You got it.
He's building this fantasy world with all these followers.
These are things we're envisioning as time goes on. Things
Okay.
some of them we already have.
Oh. And then he also started putting things on YouTube.
Hi, Samuel Bateman here. Hi, Samuel Bateman here. I want to make a channel where I can help other people take a step up. All the extremely rich people say, find a mentor.
He was following these self-help gurus, and he would regurgitate what he learned.
You know, your word is your bond, is really how you should think. You make that commitment or say something, make sure you do it. I've been talking every day in our classes. You know, don't think negative thoughts. Don't think that something's going to go wrong. It literally will draw it to you.
Yeah, for sure. Everything he said and did, I had to act like everything's okay. We're cool with it.
surround yourself with great people.
That's why I like to be around you guys.
Feelings are mutual. I'm so grateful for Christine. She just loves me.
She was going over there a lot. There were people who thought that Christine was there supporting and helping.
Precious. Truly a daughter of the king.
There were a lot of people accusing her of empowering him.
Are you serious? I couldn't defend myself. I couldn't come out with the fact that I was playing a role. Because my plan, it was working.
This is recording, and this is recording.
They started being a little more loose with the things they would say.
Okay, whoever has the mic.
Forgive me for asking, but how did you get a crash course in the birds and the bees between the time you got married?
He ended up telling me. I was in a set.
So Sammy himself taught you. How old are you? 15.
There's no such thing as an underage married in the priesthood. The Lord can tell, and why would he hold the 15-year-old back from the blessings if she's ready?
They were talking openly about the sexual activity that Sam was doing with the underage girls.
He had made it seem so sacred and like celestial. I don't know how else to put it. And he said it brings such an increase like of the Spirit of God.
That resulted in another call to the police.
Christine is telling the local police this is human trafficking. The local police said, just give us everything you have, we'll look at it. They went through it for months. Nothing happens.
We are flying very close to the sun. We get no guidance at all. And I wish that I could discuss what our strategy is with somebody in law enforcement. And I mean, we're sitting around shooting from the hip. And I feel so alone.
God, those girls.
I would be filming something, and there's always 2 or 3 girls in the back, completely destroyed. You could just see them crying. The law wants you to basically get in bed with them and film it before the guy's arrested. I mean, what kind of fucking shit is that?
It was like Sam felt like he had all authority to do whatever he wanted. I think he felt like that he was unstoppable.
Do you feel forced to be here or anything? No? Are you lying? How do you know that I'm not just deceiving you?
Sam was very clever because he married some of the mothers of the child brides. So when Child and Family Services interviewed them, he could say, the mothers are here too.
Did you know that CPS has been here and they didn't find anything? Of course not. We're not doing wrong.
I've covered virtually every significant and not so significant bad guy in this story. I don't know a single individual that has set off more flares, waved more red flags than Samuel Bateman. I became acquainted with Christine and Tolga, and I knew what they were doing, but they're not cops. If that's what law enforcement needs to bust a case, getting a documentary crew inside, and they still don't act with any sense of urgency.
This is Sergeant David Wilkinson with the Colorado City Marshal's Office. Please leave me a detailed voice message.
There were so many things that I didn't know. I didn't know how to proceed. And I was incredibly scared of what was really happening in Sam's house. What is going on when we're not there? What abuse could be stopped? I called Sergeant Wilkinson a number of times.
Hello, Christine.
Christine Marie kept feeding us information that she gathered. And so I was working desperately to follow up on each of the pieces of information to make sure that we established and could support everything we presented to a prosecutor. And as some would say, tie it up in a pretty little bow.
Again, this is still a work in progress.
And I let him know I thought the FBI should be involved. He said the FBI requires, multi-state criminal activity. And I said, well, we had it.
We went to Colorado.
You did
Nebraska.
Nebraska. Why Nebraska?
Yes, we're on our side.
Oh, Morona, yeah. Got it.
There's Lincoln, Nebraska. There's Monument, Colorado. There's Utah and Arizona. It was interstate human trafficking. And eventually, my pestering did have a positive effect.
Christine.
Hi. Sergeant Wilkinson called me and said, I have some news you're going to like. We're going to have a meeting, and we would like you to do a presentation on what you know about the Sam Bateman group.
So, are you okay with 2:30 to the FBI field office?
Yes.
You're going to be meeting with a Don Martin out of Flagstaff.
Right, I'm gonna stop here for today because I have to go to work tomorrow. I still have to make another layer of the hair, and then I'll add the eyes. This is the one I made yesterday. I still haven't highlighted the eyes. This is one that's already complete, and it has like the button cover at the back.
Well, this is what you do, baby. You're trying to stop child labor.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. So you don't have a choice.
I'm tired. I can't even open this. Feeling sleepy. That's how I open it. So you slide it under your button and then you press it down and clip it. So yeah, I will come back tomorrow and complete this. How many have I taken? 7. Alright guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.